Greetings everyone. It's another beautiful day, albeit dry, here in western Michigan. I am lighting my Kentucky Fire Cure. Seems though my lighter only lights good once and then it stops lighting. Now I gotta cut the end off. That makes it hard. As I said, it's a beautiful day here in western Michigan. Tackle on me. Sun is shining. Yep, sun is shining. I just got back from working out. Didn't really want to go, but I did anyways. Never really want to go till I get there, and it's not too bad. I feel much better when I'm done. Got there, had a chance to work out, thought I'd come back and have a celebration, smoke, and enjoy the outside. I started working out 6 months ago. Found out about a year ago that when I went for my physical, they said that my blood sugar was high. I think your A1C is supposed to be like between 5 and 7. Mine was at like 7.5 or 8. And immediately they said, you're diabetic. I said, that's an interesting diagnosis. I mean, I may have had a Coke or orange juice to drink before I came and got my blood sugar. I don't remember. But I thought, I have no symptoms and you just stick me in a category. Well, that probably lasted about 2 years. They put me on different things, metformin and other stuff, trying to get it down. None of that stuff worked. It just kind of stayed up there. But I never had any symptoms. And they kept putting me on medication. I was on something that was called Inverness about 1.5 years ago. It's one of these kind you put it next to your skin, and you shoot it in like an EpiPen, I think it is. I did that on a weekend. It was a Friday, about 4 o'clock. By 8 o'clock, I just was sitting there, and it's like all I can do all night was just breathe. I think it lowered my blood sugar so much that I felt like I was going to die. I mean, I didn't get better until Sunday afternoon. We went to go get pumpkins because it was in the fall. And I just sat in the truck just trying to breathe. I thought, I can't even walk around. That was $150 for that medication. I threw the rest of it away. I said, I'm not taking that. And then I had my doctor, whom I'd never seen. I've always dealt with a PA, his physician's assistant. She's been wonderful. But he sent a prescription in for me, never having seen me. And it said, you have a subscription, so I went to the pharmacy not knowing what it was. I think it was called Januvia or something. It's one that everyone uses to lose weight. Maybe that's Januvia. It was like $600. No, $800. I told the pharmacist, said, no. I said, I'm not paying $800 for a prescription. I saw my physician's assistant again and told her about it, and she said, I'm sorry. She said, I'll give you something that's a little bit cheaper. That one ended up being $600. I said, I'm not taking $600 medication. So eventually I thought, well, I'll do this the old-fashioned way. I'll just start working out and change my diet and smoke cigars, which is not supposed to be good for me. So on April 1st, I started working out, and I work out about 6 days a week. Working out an hour a day, kind of an all-body workout, except legs. I don't like working out legs. And I started eating very, very strict. cut out all the sweets, cut out most carbohydrates. A lot of what I ate was meat, pretty much fish, chicken, beef. I had a lot of beans, so high fiber. Protein shakes, and I ate, what was the other thing? I was a lot of vegetables. 3 months later, I went back in, and before I had done that, my A1C was like 10.1. I remember she got the results. I went and they prick your finger, and she said, you probably should be in a coma right now, but I've never had any symptoms. And I've wondered, because I've heard people say that A1C is not necessarily a good measurement. Let the motorcycles go by. People are doubting the measurement of the A1C, whether that's, I'm sure it's not supposed to be too high, but at 10 I was supposed to be in a coma, and I wasn't being affected. That maybe my mind just runs high, but again, probably not that high. But it's kind of like cholesterol. They're kind of rethinking. You know, cholesterol is good for the brain. Trying to get people off cholesterol, and they're just things are kind of rethink there. But I thought, well, I brought it from 10.2 down to 7. And she came in, she said, you are in normal range. How, have you been taking the metformin we told you? I said, no. And she'd asked me to take metformin in addition to this other stuff, this $600 drug. And I said, no, I didn't take that either. She said, you didn't take anything. What did you do? And I said, I dieted, and I said, exercise. And she looked shocked. She said, you lowered your blood sugar by diet and exercise. I said, amazing, isn't it? It's amazing what the body can do. I said, we have high blood sugar. I said, because we eat stuff that's not good for us. I said, anyone can lose weight. Anyone can change. I said, the problem that I have with what they were doing, let me see if I can move this. I'm not sure if that shadow is too much here or not. I said, what a lot of medicine is doing is they're just getting you on drugs. They're getting you on this medication that you just continually pay every month, and it doesn't solve your problem. I said, I'm still have high blood sugar. It's just masking the problem. Let me move this over here a little bit. I'm gonna go to the side. See if that works. There we go. And I thought, all you're doing is just getting people hooked on drugs. And it seemed like to be a racket. Get people in, you don't really solve their problem by saying you got to suffer a little bit here. You got to do something you don't want to do. But hey, give us $800 a month. And it doesn't solve your problem. So I don't take any medication. I'm not going to take any medication. I don't know if my life's worth $800 a month. I used to, I think it's 10 years ago, I got up to 285 pounds. I was heavy. I mean, 50 pounds of it was probably the rocks in my head, but I was probably size 42 waist. But I started mountain biking, and over the course of one summer, I lost 60 pounds. I'm at 205 right now. I don't know if I want to go any lower than that. According to the medical establishment, I'm supposed to weigh 150 pounds. If I lost 60 pounds, I think I would feel anemic. It really causes you to question where we're at with the medical establishment. I don't trust it. I've seen some huge mistakes that they've made. It's a pretty good cigar. Look at that. That's not half. That's almost an inch long. I'm not sure if I ever got it much longer than that. So, anyways, just working out's helped me out a lot, so I feel a lot better. Not a long video, just wanted to bring you outside, share with you a little bit of what I'm doing, smoke a cigar, drink my Monster. Again, I understand that's not good for me. My daughter told me I need to start drinking, is it Celsius? Celsius, I think, drink. This is supposed to have something in it that's not good. Tastes good. Man, it's beautiful out here. Just gorgeous. I must really be getting old in my mind because I just love sitting right out here, not doing much else. Maybe I'm getting lazy in my old age. I don't know. But I don't have a high A1C, so I got that going for me. Well, that's pretty much all I have today. If you have any stories about your encounters with the medical establishment, love to hear them. And I'm not saying all the medical establishment's bad. I mean, if you have a really bad problem, heart attack or stuff, I mean, we got so much medicine, which is great, and I'm glad we have specialists. But it seems the general emergency practitioner types of encounters with medical people is just not good. Nobody wants to be sued, so no one ever does anything about your issues. We'll talk to you later. Using a new camera here, a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's actually been pretty good, very easy to use. I may tack on to the end of this a tour of the greenhouse down there. I've gotten all the plastic on. Just have to get the ends, the doors, but I may take you for a walk down there in just a second, and I'll tack on the end of this. But regardless, enjoy your day, and I hope you enjoy the fall weather wherever you're at. Take care. Well, as I said, I may come down here and show you some stuff, and I decided to come on down and show you some stuff. Behind me is the greenhouse, the two greenhouses recently put together. I showed information on that. The yard is getting crowded with little buildings. This is my chicken coop, and I got a little coop right here behind me. A little shed for the chickens to be in. Let me flip you around here and let you see the greenhouse. So there's the greenhouse. Kind of coming through here, we have some paths that I've made. Little pieces of tin on the side. Arbor. Taken about 3 years for this plant, this vine. I'm not sure what it is, but to go over the edge. And probably be another 3 years, and this will be a giant canopy. Going around here and see if the sun's not too bright, but here's the greenhouse with all the plastic on it. Only got a slit on the end. I have to put the doors on. This is it's about 15.5 wide by 25 or 26 feet long. I'm hoping that the snow this year will slide off. It's got some nice plastic on it, but show a little bit down this way. If I can maneuver this camera. turn you around here again. This is some of the paths that I've done. Chicken, they're over there, and making some paths around the area. What I hope to do is to finish all the paths all the way back into the very back here. Goes all the way down the woods. Property goes about another, I guess maybe 400 feet down that way, and it's I've got quite a few paths down there, but use some wood shavings and what else. We've kind of just made an area for our grandkids to go down and kind of explore in the woods. But that's pretty much it. This is my little hobbit garden area here. I took some wood, made a hobbit garden. I've not actually grown anything in it. I just do the hardscaping, but got a little arbor that I made over the top, goes in there. Anyways, that's kind of some of the projects that I've been working on, and pretty much it. Well, again, take care, and I had someone ask me about the library downstairs. I finish it, I'll give another tour of the library and where we're at with it. Changing the lighting, added a couple more bookcases. As I said, I think in the last video, I'm creating a table, a gaming table, so I'll kind of show you where that goes. Have a good evening. We'll talk to you soon.